It is a meat lover's ragu with pappardelle, giant ribbon-like pasta. In the pot already, I have in our big Dutch oven a couple of turns of the pan of EVOO, a couple tablespoons of butter. To that, we added beef, pork, and veal, essentially, but the pork I chose was a ½ pound of sweet Italian sausage with fennel. Then we're gonna season it up with a little salt and pepper. I like white pepper in this sauce. To sweeten this sauce, I'm gonna add 1 carrot, and I'm just gonna grate it right into the pot. Okay, so garlic, carrot to make it sweet, a little hint of nutmeg, and some shallot or finely chopped onion. So I'm running my knife through, all I did was stack up a few fat leaves of fresh sage. I'm running my knife through the sage, and I'm gonna get that down into our mixture with our meats and our sweet sausage. Lauren, can you salt the water and drop the pappardelle? This is a 3-meat sauce. It's beef, pork, and veal, but the pork I used was ½ pound of sweet Italian sausage with fennel. We have salt, white pepper, lots of sage, lots of garlic, a hint of nutmeg. Now we're going to add our tomato paste. Always buy tomato paste in a tube so you can pop it in the fridge. When you buy it in cans, you have to scoop it out of the can and change containers. It rots, it gets moldy. Tube's much easier. So we're gonna squirt in a couple of tablespoons of the tomato paste. And then we're going to add the acidity. So we're gonna add some white wine. And now we're going to add some chicken stock so it has a slow-cooked flavor to it, or beef stock, whatever you have in the pantry. And then we're gonna add in a jar of passata. Passata is tomato puree. The tomatoes are never cooked. It's made from fresh tomatoes. They're simply peeled and ground. So 1 bottle of passata, or 2 cups. And then you can swish a little of the stock around in there and try and get the last of your bottle. Throw that down to the pot. Now, the secret to a delicious sauce or an Italian soup, I think, is when you go shopping for your Parmigiano cheese, always make sure you buy a piece with the rind. The rinds I keep in the freezer. I drop them into the sauce. The whole sauce tastes like cheese. Delicious.
Yum.
In Italy, if you're making a proper bolognese, you stir in a cup of milk to the heavy meat sauces. And it makes the sauce very rich and luxurious, and it hangs out on your tongue, and it cooks into the sauce. Well, we're not adding milk or cream to this sauce because of the big finish. Should I tell them about the big finish? The big finish is once you put it in the middle of the pasta bowl, which is why this is her favorite, you add to the middle of the pasta bowl a giant blob of burrata. Drain, drain, drain. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Back into the hot pot. The magic salty, starchy water. And my mom used to do it just this way. The mug went right into the sauce pot. The cheese goes on the pasta with the starchy water. The fat goes into the pot, either the butter or the fancy olive oil, the good EVOO.
The good one, the good bottle.
The good fancy stuff. And then the meat sauce, in this case, all goes in there. Then we do this. We marry by stirring, 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 and coating, 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 and this is where it's continuing to cook, so you don't want it to be too soft, right? Okay, then we pour it into the dish. You're gonna freak out.
You ready? Here it comes.
You ready? Oh! Oh my God! And a little parsley, so it looks like the Italian flag. A little more cheese. Oh my God!
Amazing.
What?